Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. My name is William Michael Forbes. I'm a spiritual medium, a channel, and intuitive life coach. I want to welcome you to this short series called Shortcuts for Your Soul, which is a 3-week show for everyone. And today, the subject matter is going to be on emotions, is organizing all of our experiences with us. And I've had Nikola Tesla floating around me today, stressing the importance of understanding vibration. But before we get into that, we're going to wait a few minutes until people come live as I make a couple of other little technical adjustments here. It's an amazing process that we're involved in right now as a species. And the fundamental thing that we're all learning to understand. Good morning, Sophie. Good to see you here. We're going to wait a couple minutes for everybody to come live. But yeah, very exciting times for humanity. All of this energy being released. I also want to remind people that you can now register for our Mediumship 101 course, which begins September the 5th. Everyone has guides and angels and multidimensional beings and ascended masters that can connect to you when you learn how to restructure your emotional field so that you can tune into them. You can learn to tune your consciousness, your awareness, so that you can adjust what you can see and hear with your inner ears and your inner eyes. And we teach people how to connect to their guides and angels in our mediumship program. So if you want to know more about that, go to my website, williammichaelforbes.com, and look up courses there, and you can get all the information on the course that we offer, and you can register now there as well. Again, I want to thank all my patrons. We are going to be announcing a winner of our first draw for a free reading from the website today, and that's going to happen towards the end of the program today. Also, thank you to all my patrons for their support. It means a lot, especially now when we can deliver these messages every single day like this. It's an amazing thing. We were told we're only doing 3 weeks. As next week will be the last week of the series unless they decide to extend it or repackage it. Again, we are just flowing with what is needed at this time. But today is really exciting because I've had Tesla floating around me energetically today, talking repeatedly about the importance of understanding not just energy or frequency or vibration, but understanding that each and every one of us is a point through which that energy can be altered and changed and controlled to create different conditions for our personal experience in this creation, this 3-dimensional creation called Earth. As well, you can use emotional energy to alter your state of being, your state of awareness, to alter your perception so that you can actually move through other dimensions in consciousness. That, of course, quantum physics is now revealing that these multi-dimensions actually exist. I want to say good morning. I want to say good morning and welcome to the newcomers that have been coming to the show every day. Thank you so much for coming on. Please like and subscribe and share to this program. I encourage other people to come and watch it because freedom comes. They tell me freedom comes when you know how to manage your emotional energy. It won't come from the priest or the minister, the rabbi, the government. Freedom comes when we learn to manage our own emotional energy. And Tesla is saying to me right now that most of you have been manipulated by outside agencies as the source of what you are feeling and believing. And it is time to restore yourself to the truth that you are the one that can direct and alter and control the vibrational source as it moves through you. It will allow you to do this. It gives it life freely to you in the form of emotional energy. That is the substance you act in this world with. And you cannot act in this world without your energy, without your ability to control and direct and alter that energy. This is really exciting. So he's actually saying we're gonna be doing a couple of little short things today to give you a sense of how you can alter and influence your emotional energy. Because this is the point of true liberation in this physical dimension, being able to deliberately and intentionally alter emotional energy within you. Many of you, he says, have become so attached to what your joy and your happiness is as being directed from the outside that you have forgotten that you are the one that is driving the car of your own life. It is important you understand that frequency and emotion and amplitude and energy are all interchangeable, influence and affect each other when they are altered differently. You can alter frequency, he says. You can alter energy. You can alter the intensity of these, and you can change the state of them, which is the frequency. A vibrational rate and frequency of fear is substantially lower in mass and density than is love, which is a much higher frequency. But you and all of you have the ability to regulate your emotional energy from the inside out. He's saying too many of you have been so caught up in external distractions that you are disconnected from the very point of personal power that would enable you to liberate yourself from the struggles that you sometimes find yourself in. Struggle was not the grand or cosmic design. Creation is the grand and cosmic design. And I really like that he says that. Creation is the grand and cosmic design. Creation, I'm going to write that one down. Creation is the grand and cosmic design. I'm asking what he means. He's saying that means that you can use energy to create. And it is what all of you use to create, just that some of you have given over your awareness of that possibility because of your attachment to the outside world, which is not a bad thing if you're in the perspective of love and joy. But if you're in the perspective of fear or guilt or shame or uncertainty, then the emotional conditions that you will experience will be significantly different than those of love. Thank you. So we're going to go right into this. He says, Tesla said he developed devices that are being used today, alternating current being one of them, but that he actually designed them to reveal to humanity the freedom that spirit gives of itself, the freedom that is the birthright of every human being to express creatively the divine source that flows through them, articulated as constructions, as creations, as actions, as manifestations. And that freedom must be chosen. No one can force you to choose freedom. It is a choice that each individual must independently make. And when you are completely free and aware that you are generating the conditions of your life emotionally and intentionally, there is none that can constrain or retain you from expressing that which you are. There is none in this world that can stop you when you are free to know that you are in direct communication with the very energy that gives you life and gives it to you in an unlimited fashion. He's also saying many of the technologies that he invented that were not released to the human collective are in the process of being released. They're in the process of being released. You will see many wonders technologically, but do not become dependent on these technologies as a source of your fulfillment, but recognize that these technologies are an extension of it, but not the cause of it. You are the cause of the conditions in your life. And he's gonna, okay, we'll do that. Thank you. So anyway, very exciting. Very exciting. So I just want to stop and say hi to everybody, because it's one of the things I get so excited when I get to bring these beings through. I just want to hit the ground running, and I just want to open myself up and let whatever flows through to flow through. And they keep telling me that's not necessarily the best way to do it, that sometimes you have to dial the flow down a bit and allow it to come through in a manner that's going to be more relevant to everyone that's able to hear and able to see, right? And that's an important thing. Hi, Carrie. Hi, Louise. Hi, Kira. Hi, Manoj. Hi, Patricia, Eugenie, Adam. Wow. Good morning, Vanessa. There was somebody that asked a question the other day that did a super chat, and I'm looking back, I realized that the question did not get answered, and I don't recall what the question is, but they used a handle that was like a cell phone name, something's phone. But if you're on, please repackage your question and we'll make sure it gets answered. So today is emotion is organizing your affairs for you. It's organizing all of the events around you. And what happens to a lot of people, he says, is that when we are raised in an environment where it appears that what's happening to us is caused by the world around us, because of that framework, because of that process, many of us get disconnected from the creative process of utilizing emotional energy to deliberately and consciously affect change in our own personal world. So we get dependent on an institution or an education or a certificate or a drug or a pill or a food. We get dependent on our sensation of emotion as being created from outside of us. And he says, this is not true. He says, the emotion of your being comes from within you, and your ability to harness that deliberately will allow you to receive divine inspiration, as I did in my time and still do in the dimensions that I work on now. There's a lucidity and a clarity to Tesla's consciousness that very few people know of. I could compare him to the level of articulation and clarity that you see in a being like Elon Musk, where there's a level of real clarity in articulating ideas and inspirations that he receives from divine source all the time, as Nikola Tesla did. Ideas that come just out of the thinness of the air. He said they don't just come out of the thinness of the air, they come out of your desire to express something unique and different. And that desire resides in all of you when you understand the connection that you have to the infinite one that is within you right now, expressing its life through you, and you get to redistribute its life emotionally as the expressions you offer up to the world. I really like that idea, that our emotions are the expressions of spirit that we get to offer up as creations to the world. He's saying this does not mean that you cannot enjoy the pleasures of the world, but do not be misled into believing that the vibration of your emotional energy exists outside of you. It exists within you, and you must learn to harness it and regulate it and control it. Yes, and he says, to that end, we will do something very brief and short today that will let you feel a taste, a sensation of your ability to redirect energies that do not serve your creative expression in this world in a way that represents who you truly are. Fascinating. So yeah, I'm just going to scan here to see if we got any questions. Yes, Sophie, it's funny. He's saying the message will come to you when you understand how to alter these energies within you. Do not think that what you are feeling is caused by the world around you, though the world around you may stimulate your attention to cause emotions within you that do not support you and what you would wish to express in this world. Today, we will show you a simple process for beginning to affect a change in your emotion, and it will require your concentration, it will require your awareness, and it will require your ability to feel what changes within your physical body. For your physical body will instantly respond to different emotional energies. Even when we are present with you, you will feel changes in the energy within your body and even around your body. And again, we get into what he's just saying is we get into showing you how you get tuned into your guides and angels. They're around you right now. They're with us all. And learning how to sense or feel their presence, kind of like you're walking down the street. You're walking past them in the street and you can feel that energy of the other energy field coming close to you. It's the same thing. Although you're seeing them with your physical eyes, don't you notice that when you're walking by people on the street, there's a certain feeling that happens inside you? As you get closer to them, there's a certain feeling that happens. And it's an exchange and awareness of the emotional energy that each of you are emanating and perceiving. And each of you might perceive it very differently. But yes, that's a good example. He's saying you can become aware of that energy around you. And again, learning to become sensitive to the energy that's around you allows you to tap into or tune into different levels of perceptual consciousness of energy, like the vibration of Master Jesus, for example, or the vibration of Master Buddha, or the quality of the vibration from Tesla, or the quality of the vibration of your mother who's on the other side. They exist in consciousness still, just not in physical form, but they emanate and radiate a quality of energy that you can learn to alter your perception, your awareness, to tune into it. Much the same way as you can alter a radio station to tune into different stations. They constantly tell me they're just at different levels and frequencies that you can learn to adjust your consciousness to. That we have all frequencies available to us within inside our consciousness. Yes, thank you. So let's see what we got going on here. Wow, lovely questions. Really busy day today. I got lots going on. I'm sure you guys do too. Can you feel the energy coming in? Like the whole unconscious fear mechanism in human collective unconsciousness has been revealed to us. You can see how all that fear that's been there for centuries, millennium, has now been brought to the surface to be viewed. Now the question that all humanity faces, that each of us as individuals faces, am I going to allow fear to govern me, or am I going to allow God's consciousness or love to govern me, right? Because love and fear appear to be polar opposites, but they're different degrees of one and the same thing called energy, or consciousness, or awareness, whatever label you want to give to it. Okay, so it's going to be a very simple process that we want to introduce you to recognize that when you are seeking because you do not have an answer, when you are anxious about what to expect, you're not sure what's going to happen, you'd like to know what's going to happen, the fundamental energy that's usually underlying not knowing is a vibration of fear. And so one of the things that they want to do with us today is to have us alter and experience ourselves altering that vibration of fear from a state of fear to a state closer to an energy that you would call love. And it is an energy. Fear is an energy. Love is an energy. And they tell me this all the time. They're just different expressions of one and the same thing that you call energy. But you can choose, and you're free to choose. Master Jesus calls it, this is the kingdom of God. All creation is the kingdom of God. And you get to be in any part of the kingdom you wish. There are many different houses in my Father's house, right? There are different mansions. And you can choose to be in any one of them, fear or love. But knowing that you have choice, knowing that you have choice over which you are going to align yourself to is really important. That you can actually change fear to love. That you can change anger to patience, that you can change guilt to hope, that you can literally transform these emotions simply by interacting with them differently than you normally do. Most of us, I know certainly when I lived in a mindset of fear and guilt and shame and self depreciation, when I lived in those states, I was constantly focusing on thinking about how bad I was, how not good I was, how people really didn't like me. I had that going on in my head. And when I began to get shown how to change my focus and to interact with the emotion differently than I normally did, to communicate energetically to it differently, I learned to alter emotion so that the emotion of fear no longer governs me. The emotion of anger no longer rules. You go through a process of when you recognize or sense a certain emotional quality, you can actually change it the moment you begin to perceive it by allowing your awareness to interact differently, communicate, direct energy to it that's different than you normally would interact with it. Like normally when people are angry, they get angry. But the minute you become aware of that anger, to stop, take a slow, deep breath, deliberately and intentionally make your body relax, right? And same with fear, any negative emotion. The minute you begin to breathe, yes. The minute you begin to breathe, you begin to alter and change the energy of the body. You begin to alter and change the chemistry being generated in your brain. Just by your choosing to make this body breathe, you begin to reorganize the chemistry in the brain, which reorganizes the function of your cells, right? Once you begin to assert your authority over your house, over your temple, over your body, once you begin that process, it's that matter of staying with the process until the house is in order. Um, yes, Tesla is saying that when you learn to clarify this and align it to your highest light, then the creative expressions that you think that you may be lacking or as experience in your life will come to take a root in your world as the manifestations of love. But you must be able to hold that energy, that vibration, that frequency long enough that it becomes a manifestation. And I'm going to use our famous glass of water example. This glass of water, consider this glass of water is the world around you, the world that you're looking at right now. And you're looking at the world through the eyes of anger, and the water's a certain way. You look at the world through the eyes of love, and the water's a certain way. Um, let's think of love as heat and anger as ice or cold. And you are angry at the water, and all of a sudden the molecules in the water. And Dr. Emoto, a Japanese scientist, did research on what happens to molecules when you think certain thoughts. The molecules begin to, if you put a vibration of freezing cold in the water, the molecules begin to organize themselves. They begin to slow down as that energy in the form of cold, which we're using as an analogy for anger, begins to alter the water. And over a period of time, the water turns to ice. And now we've got ice. So anger creates very different effects in the world than love does. So now we take this vibration called love, using it as an allegory for heat. And we put the vibration of love at this frozen water. And the vibration of love or heat begins to speed the molecules up. It begins to reorganize it. Does it do it instantaneously? No. But it starts doing it. And over a period of time, the heat converts the frozen water back to liquid water again. And you could raise the vibration even higher and change it from liquid to a gas. So emotion organizes molecules. Your emotion organizes the molecules of time and space. Yes, Tesla's saying the amount of time it takes for you to manifest a change in your life is completely dependent on your ability to hold a standing frequency, a vibration, a quality long enough so that the energy of the substances which you're interacting with are induced into a transformative condition by your sustained vibration, much the same way as the vibrations of these words that we're putting through his body are going through that frequency and interacting with your system and inducing different levels of change in awareness in the molecular perception of your consciousness in relationship to the way it perceives your experience of being at this time. So too does your environment operate in the exact same fashion, in that you hold a clarity of emotion and you begin to alter and change time and space around you. You induce it into a new energy by altering your own. Okay, so yeah, we're going to have you call. Take an emotion that you've had recently, an emotion of fear, and just become aware of that fear in your body. And as you become aware of that fear, take a deep breath and relax. Be aware of the fear, relax, and just let yourself become more aware of how that fear is. Where is it in your body? Feel where that energy is stored, where the molecules in your body are holding that fear. Much the same way as the molecules in the water, when it's frozen, hold the energy of cold or ice. Your body holds molecules of fear, it holds molecules of love, it holds the molecules of energy that you give attention to. So identify that vibration of fear wherever it is in your body. It may be about something in your life, a relationship, money, but identify where you can feel a relationship of fear and you're aware of that energy of fear. And just turn your attention to that energy, become aware of it. And looking at that energy of fear and feeling that energy of fear, if you are, take another deep breath. And as you exhale, allow the body to relax. And notice that the energy of that fear begins to expand. It begins to dissipate because now you're releasing tension. You're directing the energy of the body to expand by breathing deliberately. You're bringing a new energy, a new intention into the body. Okay. Secondarily, he's saying bring forth from your memory or from this moment what you call within yourself a feeling of love or joy, and call forth that energy and direct that energy of love or joy towards that which you called fear in your body. Breathe and direct that energy towards your body and feel how the vibration of fear in your body alters or changes. And if you breathe again with that same intention, you will increase the change. The vibration of fear will diminish even more. For those of you that are struggling with intense emotional energies, it will take you a little bit more time to stay consistent in teaching your mind and body to completely, deliberately, and fully release, with your intention always being to extend love to that discomforting feeling, to extend compassion to it. You must use one energy against another at a higher amplitude, he's saying. The amplitude of your love must be greater than the amplitude of your anger or your fear or your guilt or your shame. But I promise you, he says, when you direct enough of that energy with great intensity, you will feel the transformation. It is the law. Vibration and frequency interact with each other and produce very specific results in time, space, and matter, including your physical body. And again, we use the water. The molecules in this water, if we put enough cold at it, will become ice. It's the law. The molecules of anger or fear that you have in your mind or body, when you consistently put a vibration of love towards them, those molecules will get reorganized and become molecules of love. Just as the water that was frozen with a vibration of heat can become water again. You are an infinite intelligence in a finite form that is given the ability to alter, change, and shift matter, energy, and consciousness at will. Look at your civilizations and the great creations you made out of matter. So all of you can do this, but the challenge is in learning to do it within you, to reorganize it within you, first and foremost, so that you can receive the vibrations and inspirations that love would have you manifest in your world, which is what I did. Yeah. So he's saying, yes. So Tesla's saying that it was love's vibration within him that caused him to articulate the manifestations of his creative process that offered free energy as an experience for everybody. But in reality, free energy is available to everybody all the time in the form of emotion. And you must learn to harness that energy so that your creations of love can be given life in your world, but you must give them life. You must create that condition of love, of inspiration, of vitality within your consciousness to affect that change in matter around you. But first, you must clean your house up, get your house in order with the energy, change its frequency so that you are generating that energy into the world consistently and repeatedly. Yes, I like that. Thank you. So that simple process that we just went through is so true. I spent 3 years in psychiatric care as a teenager and a young adult. I spent 3 years in psychiatric care under medication. So I understand what it means to be in an uncontrollable state of anxiety. I understand what it means to be in an uncontrollable state of depression and sadness. I think you have no value or no meaning. But I did not understand then. That if I started to really sit and concentrate on a different thought, a different emotion, and interact with the energy in my body called depression or anger or fear, I didn't know then that I could change it. It wasn't until 5 or so years later that I began to realize, wow, what I think and what I feel have a relationship, that I can generate feelings by really focusing different energy. I had to learn to do that process. And it took about 10 years before I began to break away from the gravity of my past. But that wasn't with the support of the mentors and teachers that you have available to you today. There are these divine beings around all of us, angels, your guides, relatives who have passed on the other side that have acquired a whole new set of understanding and knowledge about energy and consciousness and beingness that you can tap into. So I encourage you to start becoming more sensitive to the wisdom and guidance of those that are not of this world, but those that are of the light, that are grounded in love. We're going to take some questions. I'm going to see if anybody's got any super chats up, because that prioritizes questions. Hi, Adam. I'm just going to scroll down really quickly because, Drusilla. Yes, Drusilla, you can actually heal your teeth. Thank you so much for that $15 donation. I really appreciate it. A lot of questions here. Let's see. Hi, Betsy, Adam. Okay, I'm going back up to the top here. Wow. Shane's, Michael, the lesson you have talked about each day, I am experiencing in my day. I'm blown away. Like we're all moving with the same energy and learning to understand it at the same level. Shane, thank you, because it is true. We are all connected. This infinite energy. We we think we're different from each other, but at a fundamental level, we are all one. But on the way in which we articulate and express the infinite intelligent energy or emotion through us, emotion is the fifth state of energy. Emotion is the fifth state of energy. You got solids, liquids, gases, plasma, emotion. Emotion directs and organizes those four. Your emotion directs and organizes those four. So we all take as worthless, as joy, as I'm the richest man in the world. We can articulate that emotional energy into so many different expressions, which is why we all appear to be different to each other. Is because we articulate emotional energy in different ways based on our conscious awareness of and how we interact with that emotion. So yeah, we are all evolving and growing. Understand the vibrations that they're putting through us all right now. It's not just me, it's all of us. Every human being on this planet is being given these higher frequencies of energy to use, accept, reject, or abuse. It's just energy. There's no judgment. It's a free will zone. Your guides, your angels will not judge you. They can evaluate and harmonize or impart information to you when you're in resonance with them. So raise your vibrations up. We encourage you to raise your vibrations up by getting rid of alcohol, getting rid of drugs, reducing your caffeine intake, eating live foods, getting away from dense diets, like getting away from meats. Start to bring the life force of your body up so that the emotional energy you bring through is more conducive. That doesn't mean that if you're doing all those things that you can't bring love through you and you can't bring light. You can. It's just that the quality and intensity of it changes with the nature and the quality of the vehicle through its expressing. So I can take a radio set that was made in 1932 and put it beside a radio system that's made in 2020. And if we play them beside each other, the quality is going to be very different because the mechanism is a different quality. So you want to improve the quality of your physical mechanism so the quality of your awareness can articulate higher frequencies of expression of the divine that is you, that is all of us. Even in those beings that are creating wars, have that same divine flowing through them, but as an expression of what we call evil versus as an expression of what we call good, which again, just perspectives of our perception based on our position in consciousness. So good and evil are still one and the same expression of one infinite intelligence called spirit or energy. And emotion is the substance that spirit imbues us all with that we get to use. You know, it's like cosmic cookie dough. Emotion is like cosmic cookie dough. You can shape it into any experience you want. Just learning how to do that's what's important. Adam, can you ask Archangel Michael, why is my lecturer is not responding to the email sent about my midterm makeup, and what exactly should I do to get it back? What advice can Archangel Metatron and Michael give me? Let go of your fear. Adam, stop being afraid. Align yourself to love's vibration. Do not seek that which you fear to be wrong, for you will find that which you fear to be wrong. Seek to be a vibration of love, and let that vibration drive you to speak and do, for love will never have you say or do those things that you currently say and do that are creating the conditions that maintain your fear. But it is not the conditions that maintain your fear. It is your concern and your fear that maintains the conditions of your fear as you see them in the world today. This is so important to understand. Patricia, yes. There's so much more happening, folks. Like there's going to be some amazing things happening on the planet. Like literally, it's just like, and we are all collectively, consciously and unconsciously generating this experience on the planet. Become more conscious. Hi, Kate. Wonderful. Patricia, amen. Love you too, Drusilla. I am becoming aware of feminine healing energy. Wow. Yeah, Isis is very strong with you, Shane. You might want to really connect to the energy, the spirit of Isis. Remember, all of these beings, the names, the labels are different qualities of consciousness and energy. Just like the body you're in is the Shane consciousness, or the Adam consciousness, or the Drusilla consciousness. So too, Master Jesus and Buddha are expressions of that consciousness as they are, with different attributes and different capabilities that we get to reorganize once we become conscious, that we can reorganize our emotion. And it's your emotion that's organizing your affairs. The energy called emotion is organizing your conditions and affairs, physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually, and environmentally, right? Patricia, I have dreams that I'm moving without any vehicle. This is a preview of how we can manipulate, control energy. They're saying yes, Patricia. Yes. Wow. Yes. Wow. It's funny. I'm looking through and all these questions they've answered before we even get to them. It's great. This is it. This happens when I do private readings for people. Before we get through 3 or 4 questions, most of the answers are already done. When you function from the perspective of multidimensional awareness, they tell me this all the time, when you're at the level of multidimensional awareness, where you're not bound by a single perception of yourself as being localized to one point of time and space, a whole expansion in your awareness happens that allows you to be more aware and cover more points of time and space with your awareness, much the same way as you can be aware of the space around your body and you can feel the space around your body. Even though I'm looking towards you guys right now, I can feel the energy of the space around me. My awareness is expanded to the space. And from a multidimensional perspective, Master Jesus can be with virtually everybody, as can Archangel Michael and Gabriel, Buddha, Lao Tzu, Zarathustra. Many of these beings don't have the confines of a finite, localized perception of awareness and consciousness. Important to understand that, because it makes it a lot easier then to resolve some of the paradoxes around, well, how can Jesus be in 5 million billion places at once? It's very simple. His awareness is not localized to a single point of being. His being is expanded to cover more time and space as we understand it to be. So therefore, their awareness can be with us in multiple places at multiple times with no conflict in the reality of consciousness. Very fascinating, isn't it? I am so blessed, and so are all of you. They're telling me it's going to keep getting higher, not just for me, Shane, for everyone. The vibrations are going to, like the cosmic radiation that coming. People are, cosmic radiation can impact biology very differently. When your vibration is low energy, low density, you can be affected by physical things very differently than you can when you're in a high vibrational state. So it's important to keep your energy up. Train the body-mind to a higher frequency of being, and you'll be amazed. Bezalel, thank you for that $5 donation. I really appreciate that. Question is posted above in early section. Okay, let's see. I scroll back up here. Please forgive me if I don't get all the questions right away, because I'm following their direction as much as I'm following the passion of my own expression of love as I understand it to be. Bezalel, where are you hiding that question? Adam, Patricia, Kate, Drusilla. Wow. Still going here. Janine, Shane. Oh, here we go. Bezalel, I found myself calling my husband Spartacus yesterday. Was he in my life at that time? I feel I was his best friend. What they're telling me is you're recognizing the liberation that you've experienced in this relationship with this one. You are aware of the metaphor of his liberation with you. And yes, you have experienced a lifetime such as that when he was known by that name you call Spartacus. When you understand the multifaceted capabilities of your consciousness, you will understand just how much and how many lives you actually experience simultaneously, although you are not consciously aware of those fractals and fragments at the same moment. But we are very aware of them. Fascinating. Thank you so much. Great question. Hi, Tina. It's nice the way you have the accent lighting on today. Thank you very much. You're very welcome, Tina. Thank you for joining us, like all of you. Hi, Lauren. Hi, Louise. Yes, very important, Louise. They stress this. This was my greatest breakthrough for me as a human individual. When I realized that how I interacted with my thoughts and emotional energy determined what the energy would become. as my feeling of sensing being. Your anger, any fear, anger, guilt, shame, pain. Remember, you store energies, you store guilt, pain, shame, anger in your body. You need to learn how to release it. And you release it by not allowing your consciousness to dwell on it, learning how to transform it. I love the water, and the water analogy is so simple. Any emotion is like water, and you can apply a different emotion to another emotion and alter it. With people that are dealing with high anxiety, like manic depressive, really intensely strong emotional energies that are stored, and a lot of those energies, high intense anxiety, high intense depression, can also be acquired. You've inherited through your genetic system those energies, and now you're given the opportunity to master them, to transform that energy. And I'll tell you, for me personally, when I look at how low I was in my life at one point in time, and I look at where I am right now, it's all the realization of being able to consistently and repeatedly transform and change an emotional energy from one state to another, which is why we also emphasize meditation in our Mediumship 102 course, which is our intermediate level course, how to actually learn to change those dense emotional energies. You need to know how to change them. It's important you learn that skill, that you are a transformer of emotional energy from one state to another. And Tesla says not to get too far off. Very important. He says that you understand that you control frequency, vibration, which directs energy. You control frequency and vibration, which directs energy. Yes, and I'll add, it directs that energy, that emotion, to become the conditions you call your life, internally and externally. Thank you so much. Wonderful. Oh, you're welcome, Patricia. Oh, Maggie, there you are. Thank you, Maggie. Now I remember you. You asked some questions the other day, and I want to apologize I didn't get to. Thank you for the donation of $9. I really appreciate that. Any message or advice for me today? I love to hear some higher heart guidance. Oh, thank you. As are you. Understand that what you give is realized in yourself. That appreciation, that gratitude that you give is restored unto you. The vibration is what is most important for you to understand. The vibration of your gratitude, even offered up to your own anger, will transform it. You may offer that gratitude, that love that you offer to us, offer it to your mind and your body, and watch your world be remade in the image and likeness of that energy. Very fascinating. Wow. Heidi. Hello, Heidi. Hi, Carolyn. Heidi, I'm wondering at my current level of consciousness, who am I best to call on for guidance right now? Heidi, Metatron says, please, he's showing you something. There's a symbol that you can use. It's like it's a shape, I don't know the name of it. It's not geodesic. It's like all these little points. There's a shape that's made out of copper. He's showing me you can use that to connect through him energetically if you're not able to do it internally. But call on me, he says. Call on me, Metatron. The higher awareness that you need to understand to articulate the creative expression that you wish to see manifested in your world depends on your awareness connecting to those higher frequencies that will alter and change those lower ones. Wow. Oh, wow. Let's see. Matthew, I was wondering, is there anything my guides would like to say to me right now? Matthew, I don't know why they're just saying, slow down. They're saying, slow down. You need to meditate more. Relax, be still. I don't know why, but they're very, it's almost like they want to shove you in a chair and just say, relax, let it all go and be still. Yes. Yeah, they're saying that might be hard to swallow for you, but they're saying, please do that. Yes. Adam, Maggie, wonderful. I'm glad you got that, Maggie. That from my William stamp, from my William perspective, I want to say I'm grateful that you asked the question again. I'm grateful I got a chance to bring that information through for you, because we try to do as much as we can for everybody. All of us are like, it's not a me show, it's a we show. And the vibrations and energies that we're transforming and exchanging, we are affecting time, space, and matter around us. Like your body's radiating an electrical field, my body's radiating an electrical field. When we bring these masters and beings, when you connect them, your vibration, you're aligning your vibration, you're raising it up, and you're bringing higher energy through it. That radiates out into the field. Think about it when you walk down the street, as we said earlier, when you're walking down the street, that you can feel the energy. It's not just the body, it's the energy that you feel that causes you to feel a little feeling inside. Energy affects matter. So when you're walking down the street in a vibration of love and joy, you are altering and changing the conditions in people and events around you. Very important. They remind me of that all the time. Oh, hi, Autumn. Thank you for that donation. I really appreciate it. Who is the female voice I've been hearing all my life that I have shut out as a child? I'm trying to tune. It takes a moment sometimes to bring them in. She, who are you that she hears and knows? It's like I'm getting an image of a sculpture of who is she? I can see her. I can see the face, but I can't put the name to it. But it's like a marble sculpture holding a child endearingly. She's saying, "This is my representation of my love to you, my little one." And I don't know why she's saying my little one. This is my representation of my love to you, little one. Hera. The name Hera is coming through. Again, I don't know much about Hera. This is the first time I've had that. Hera. It's the energy of Hera, Hera. And my little one, her endearing love. That is what you want to connect to. That's what she wants you to feel. She's also saying that feeling of endearment, you need to understand it as not something just exclusively from her, but that which you need to awaken as a modality of your expression of being here. Again, I don't know what that means completely, but that's what she's communicating. Thank you, Autumn. And I apologize if I can't get to all of your questions. We'll do the best. Thank you for that donation, Matthew. I really appreciate it. Wow. From my William Scan, LOL. I'm not sure what you're referring to, Adam. Yeah, well, we could do what we can. Like I said, I've got 11 minutes, and I've been invited to do a podcast in the United States today, so I've got to get ready for that for the next 11 minutes, because they've told us the floodgates are opening up for everybody. Align yourself to love. They tell me this every day. Learning to not just align yourself to the vibration of love, but to bring that vibration and offer that vibration to your pain and to your suffering. Give love to that which is wounded within you. Love transforms. Remember the water. Your emotions are like water, whether it's anger or fear or guilt or shame. It's like water. And when you put your love towards it, it changes it. It alters it molecularly. You alter, when you move into a vibration of love, you alter the electrical energy going through your brain and your body. You then tap into the emotion of the frequency of love that begins to organize things for you. Tesla's saying there's many among you that will begin to download great innovation and understanding as you align yourself to these higher frequencies of infinite potential. What you call love is but one small spectrum in an infinite potential of good, as is what you call fear, an infinite potential in the spectrum of suffering or pain or fear. There is no final destination. The deliciousness is in playing freely throughout that. And you are only free when you are free, and you are only free when you realize that you are the creator, that you yourself must align yourself, potential that is you, being able to create and affect change in the energy of your being. And yes, he says, this shall be sufficient for today. And this is wonderful. And again, I want to say, I can't say enough about you guys. The support that we're getting and the way this is growing is profound. Because it's not just about the numbers of people. We have on any of these events. It's about the vibration. When two or more are gathered in the name of consciousness, in the name of knowledge, in the name of a certain quality of energy or emotion, it amplifies it. Just as fear can be amplified, so can love. They're just energies, emotional energy. Your emotions are the fifth state of energy available to human. And we are affecting the planet and the stars. Humans, 7 billion of us, generating emotional energy, are affecting the planet as the planet affects us. But we cannot change the way it's affected, and that's what's happening. We're seeing the planet recovering rapidly as humanity is calming itself down, forced to repose itself. So remember that love is the ultimate function of your being. And when you learn that and understand that, you will liberate yourself from fear. And fear will become a blessing. For when you heal your fear with your love, you will be restored. Jesus is saying right now, you will be restored to your Father's house when love transforms your fear. And I think that's a really great way to end this today. And I want to thank everybody for coming on. It's truly a blessing. Much love to all of you. We'll see you tomorrow. Gosh knows what they're going to bring through for us. I got goosebumps all over me. It's amazing. And I wish much love to all of you. Have a great day. Bye for now.